Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the University of Mysore, it is my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed guests, scholars, librarians, and information professionals gathered here today. We are extremely delighted to host this two-day national conference on exploring the past, present, and future of library and information science. As we embark on this intellectual journey, I wish each one of you to have a productive and enriching experience. Before we commence today's program, it is my privilege to invite the talented students of University Fine Arts College to come forward and present the invocation.
Jaya Jaya Devi Jaya Jagat Janani Jaya Jaya Saraswati Mai Jaya Jaya Devi Jaya Jagat Janani Jaya Jaya Saraswati Mai Jaya 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 Bhavani Jaya Shervani Jaya Tribhuvana Sukhadai Jaya Jaya Bhavani Jaya Shervani Jaya Tribhuvana Sukhadai Jaya Saraswati Mai Jaya Jaya Devi Tero hi roop bhai sarv vidya sur nar charan manai Tero hi roop bhai sarv vidya sur nar charan manai Padmanabh roop charan saror sevak ke man bhai Jaya Jaya Devi Jaya Jagat Janani Jaya Jaya Saraswati Mai Jaya Jaya Devi
Now, the state anthem penned by Rashtrakavi Kuvempu will be presented before you. I request all the members of the audience to kindly raise from their seats in respect of the state anthem.
जय भारत जननीय तनुजाते जय हे कर्नाटक माते जय सुंदर नदी वनಗಳ ನಾಡೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೀಡೆ ಭೂದೇವಿಯ ಮಕುಟದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ ಗಂಧದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಗಣಿಯೇ ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ ಹಸುರಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಲೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಮಾಲೆ ಕಪಿಲ ಪತಂಜಲ ಗೌತಮ ಜಿನನುತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಶಂಕರ ರಮನುಜ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ ಮಧ್ವರ ದಿವ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ರನ್ನ ಷಡಕ್ಷರಿ ಪೊನ್ನ ಪಂಬಲ ಭೂಮಿಪತಿ ಜನ್ನ ಕುಮಾರ ವ್ಯಾಸರ ಮಂಗಳಧಾಮ ಕವಿ ಕೋಗಿಲೆಗಳ ಪುಣ್ಯ ರಾಮ ನಾನಕ ರಾಮಾನಂದ ಕಬೀರರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ತೈಲಪ ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರಾಡಿದ ನಾಡೆ ಡಂಕಣ ಜಗಣರ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೀಡೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶರಾವತಿ ತುಂಗ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ಹೊರರಂಗ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ವಿವೇಕರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನರ ಉದ್ಯಾನ ಜನಕನ ಹೋಲುವ ದೊರೆಗಳ ಧಾಮ ಗಾಯಕ ವೈಣಿಕರ ರಾಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ಗೇಹ ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
I thank Kumari Kalyani, Kumari Manasa, and Kumari Shweta of the University Fine Arts College for rendering the invocation and the state anthem. Today, we are privileged to have in our midst Professor N.S. Harinarayana, a renowned scholar and a distinguished individual. Not only does he provide exceptional leadership to the Department of Studies in Library and Information Science, but he is also a beacon of knowledge and inspiration to the library science professionals. His dedication and commitment have been instrumental in making this conference a reality. I now request him to welcome all the dignitaries and participants present in the auditorium.
Distinguished guests, invitees, esteemed scholars, my colleagues, students, administrative staff, and participants. Good morning to you all. I stand before you today with immense joy and pride as we gather here in the inaugural program of the National Conference on Exploring the Past, Present, and Future of Library and Information Science, organized by the Department of Studies in Library and Information Science, University of Mysore, in collaboration with the Professor Malinath Kumbar Felicitation Committee. It is an honor to welcome each one of you to this auspicious event. As we embark on this remarkable journey of knowledge and discovery, we are privileged to have an esteemed panel of individuals who will grace the occasion, grace the dais in various roles during the inaugural function. It is my utmost pleasure to introduce and welcome them all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Professor Loknath N.K., a visionary leader and Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore, Mysuru, who is presiding over this function today. Professor Loknath N.K. embodies the epitome of leadership and excellence as evidenced by his remarkable achievements in academia, research and administration. As a highly accomplished professor in the Department of Studies in Physics, Professor Loknath has made significant contributions to the field. His research endeavors have led to the publication of over 465 research papers in reputed journals demonstrating his profound understanding and expertise in various areas of physics. It is with great enthusiasm that I share with you the remarkable accomplishments of an individual whose scholarly abilities and research caliber are truly extraordinary. Professor Loknath's academic excellence is truly exceptional and I have ample reason to support this claim. His outstanding achievements include an impressive H index of 27 in Web of Science, a clear indication of his significant influence within the academic community. Additionally, he has amassed over 3,000 citations, further solidifying his status as a highly respected and intellectual figure in his field. Notably, Professor Loknath holds a distinction of being the most contributing author from the University of Mysore for the past 3 years, a testament to his remarkable dedication, contribution to his institution. In addition to his academic achievements, Professor Loknath has held numerous key positions within the University of Mysore. As the Director of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Board, he played a crucial role in guiding the development of the university. As the nodal officer for prestigious projects, including Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan and the National Education Policy, he has played a pivotal role in shaping the institution's strategic initiatives. Beyond the confines of the university, Professor Loknath has actively contributed to various scientific societies and organizations. His memberships in the esteemed bodies such as the American Crystallography Association, Indian Crystallography Association, and International Union of Crystallography underline his commitment to interdisciplinary collaboration and knowledge exchange. As we welcome Professor Loknath today, we are honored to have a visionary leader who not only brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise, but also a passion for creating transformative educational experiences. His remarkable achievements, dedication to research, and administrative acumen make him an invaluable asset to our institution and academic community at large. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Loknath NK, our esteemed Vice Chancellor, as we eagerly look forward to his continued guidance and inspiring contribution that will shape the future of our university. We request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to accept a bouquet as a token of our warm welcome. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our distinguished guest, Professor T.D. Kemparaju, who has kindly agreed to inaugurate the national conference today. With a remarkable academic and professional background, Professor Kemparaju has made significant contributions to the field of library and information science throughout his illustrious career. Professor Kemparaju's journey in academia began with his BSc degree from the University of Mysore, followed by master's degree in library and information science. His pursuit to knowledge led him successfully complete PhD from Bangalore University. With a passion for research, Dr. Kemparaju has completed 2 major research projects funded by UGC and DRDO, showcasing his commitment to advancing the field's understanding and practice. Furthermore, Professor Kemparaju's expertise is reflected in his extensive publication record, comprising of over 65 research papers in esteemed national and international journals and conference proceedings. His valuable insights have been shared through keynote presentations at numerous conferences and seminars, solidifying his reputation as a thought leader in the field. Professor T.D. Kemparaju's remarkable career includes his coveted role as the Vice Chancellor of Bangalore North University from 2017 to July 2021. During his tenure, he demonstrated exemplary leadership and vision, steering the university towards academic excellence and growth. His strategic initiatives and administrative acumen resulted in the university's enhanced reputation and expanded educational opportunities for students. Dr. Kemparaju's tenure as Vice Chancellor stands as a testament to his commitment to fostering a conducive environment for learning, research and innovation. We are truly honored to have Professor Kemparaju among us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor T.D. Kemparaju, a distinguished scholar from former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore North University, and former professor of Department of Library and Information Science, Bangalore University. We are honored to have him here today. I have the privilege of welcoming Professor B. Ramesh Babu, the esteemed keynote speaker in this conference, whose exceptional scholarship and visionary ideas have shaped the landscape of library and information science. We are truly grateful for his participation and eagerly await his thought-provoking keynote address, which will set a tone for our conference. Professor B. Ramesh Babu has an impressive career as a professor at the University of Madras and experience as a visiting professor of Mahasarakam University in Thailand. Professor Ramesh Babu's contribution to the field are exceptional. His numerous accolades, including the Dr. Ranganathan's Memorial Gold Medal and Commonwealth Fellowship, highlight his dedication to research and academic excellence. With over 450 research papers published, 56 books authored and edited, and a wealth of experience in organizing workshops and seminars, Dr. Ramesh Babu's expertise is highly respected. As we gather here today, we are privileged to learn from Dr. Ramesh Babu's profound insights and knowledge. His keynote address promises to be enlightening and inspiring for all attendees. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Ramesh Babu to this national conference. Let us warmly applaud and express our gratitude to Ramesh Babu for joining us as our esteemed keynote speaker. It is my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Professor Chandrashekar, who has been working tirelessly as the conference director and also as one of the editors for the conference volume. With a remarkable teaching experience of 30 years at Bangalore and the University of Mysore, along with a year of experience as a librarian, Professor Chandrashekar brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our department. His contributions to academia are evident through his extensive publications, totaling over 200, and successful guidance for 17 PhD scholars in completing their theses. Further, Professor Chandrashekar has been honored with numerous awards from the state government and various associations of India. We are privileged to have such a distinguished individual among us, and we look forward to his valuable contributions and leadership. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor M. Chandrashekar. May I request Dr. Nivedita to give bouquet to Chandrashekar. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome Professor Malinath Kumar, Professor Aditya Kumari, Dr. Sunil Kumar and Dr. Nivedita, who have played pivotal roles in organizing this conference. Their expertise, dedication and collaborative efforts have contributed immensely to its success. Let us express our heartfelt appreciation for their remarkable contribution and welcome them to this conference. A very warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you to this highly anticipated national conference organized by the Department of Library and Information Science in collaboration with Professor Malinath Kumar Felicitation Committee. To our distinguished delegates, your expertise and insights are invaluable. Your participation enriches this gathering and promises a wealth of knowledge sharing and thought-provoking discussions. I welcome you, dear delegates. To the respected invitees, we extend a warm welcome to this platform of intellectual exploration. Your presence signifies the importance of this conference and the value it holds for our collective growth and development. We are honored to have you join us in this journey of knowledge dissemination. I welcome you, honorable invitees. I also welcome the research students and invitees and all those who have gathered here. I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to my dear friend Dr. J. Lohit, who has been a constant source of support and assistance in both my official and personal endeavors. His exceptional skills as a compere and master of ceremonies have made him highly sought after in the university. It is with great pleasure that I welcome him to this conference and express my gratitude for his invaluable contribution. Last but not least, I extend a warm welcome to the esteemed members of the press and media. Your presence here highlights the significance and reach of this conference. Your role in spreading the knowledge and information is crucial, and we thank you for sharing insights and discoveries that will emerge from this event and wider audience. I express my deepest gratitude to Professor Malinath Kumar Felicitation Committee and Organizing Committee members for their unwavering dedication in organizing this conference. Together, let us seize this opportunity to connect, collaborate, and forge new pathways for discovery and innovation in our field. Thank you, one and all.
On behalf of everyone present here, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Professor N.S. Harinarayana, the organizing secretary of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the symbolic act of lighting the lamp signifies the commencement of a new journey filled with exploration and enlightenment. The lighting of lamp not only symbolizes the dispelling of darkness, but also represents the illumination of minds and the pursuit of wisdom. Now, it's my pleasure to request Professor T.D. Kemparaju, the former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore North University, to formally inaugurate the conference by lighting the lamp. I also request other esteemed guests on the dais join with him in this task. Now, I kindly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N.K. Loknath, to release the pre-conference papers marking this momentous occasion. This compilation of papers embodies the collective knowledge and scholarly contributions that will be shared and discussed during this event. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to do the honors. Today, we have amongst with us Professor Chandrashekar M. With an impressive teaching career spanning over 30 years and a remarkable portfolio of more than 200 publications, he has established himself as a renowned expert in his field. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Chandrashekar, the director of this two-day conference, to give a brief overview of what we can expect from this conference. His speech will undoubtedly shape our conference experience and pave the way for fruitful discussions and knowledge sharing.
Good morning to you all. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am standing before you as the director of the National Conference on Exploring Past, Present and Future of Library and Information Science. The theme of the conference has been deliberately kept very general for few reasons. Firstly, we thought we need to think about the past, present and future, particularly after a COVID-19 era. Secondly, we kept the theme in general as only because to encourage the budding researchers to contribute papers in their areas of interest. This made us to face the challenge of overwhelming response in spite of the short time that we had given. There was a lot of pressure from LIS professionals to extend the paper submission date. We did so to the maximum extent as possible. We received about 94 papers, out of which we have rejected 30 papers. In spite of being very flexible in our receiving policy, the number of papers that we have finally accepted is 64. The papers span over different areas of library and information science, and organizers found it a challenging task to categorize them. Finally, we decided to group them under 5 broad categories such as librarianship, emerging trends in LIS, applications of ICT, metric studies and user studies. There are 5 sessions in the conference spread over 2 days. Each session consists of on an average of 12 papers. The sessions will be managed by the chairpersons and rapporteurs belong to different places of India. Professor K.T. Sampath Kumar of Kuvempu University is keenly observing the proceedings of the conference and will act as the Rapporteur General of this conference. We have thanked them for accepting our invitation. I request the support from all the delegates and invitees during the session for smooth conduct of this particular conference. With this, I conclude my presentation about the conference. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Today we have amongst with us Professor T.D. Kemparaju, who is a highly accomplished academician and an administrator who has made exceptional contributions to the field of library and information science in India. His extensive experience and expertise uniquely qualifying him to deliver today's inaugural speech. Dr. Kemparaju's inaugural speech promises to be insightful and inspiring. So it is my distinct honor to invite Dr. T.D. Kemparaju to deliver the inaugural speech and share his valuable perspective with us today.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning to all of you. Today we are all assembled here to witness the inaugural program of the National Conference on exploring the past, present and future of library and information science, where the National Conference today and tomorrow has been organized by the Department of Library and Information Science, University of Mysore, on the very auspicious occasion where one of the senior most faculty of the department is superannuating after a remarkable contribution to to the Department of Library and Information Science, University of Mysore in particular, and LIS profession in general. On this occasion, I'm very happy that today Honorable Vice Chancellor of the esteemed University of Mysore, my well-wisher, Professor N.K. Lokanath, is going to chair this today's inaugural function. He is there in the dais. And Professor B. Ramesh Babu, former Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Madras, will going to deliver a scholarly keynote address. And Professor N.S. Adinaran, the Chairman, Department of Library and Information Science, and the Organizing Secretary of this conference. My good friend and colleague, Professor M. Chandrashekar, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Mysore. The learned senior LIS colleagues who is assembled here and different universities, participants, delegates, students, Professor Malinath Kumbar, and also the family members of the Malinath Kumbar, invitees, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I take this opportunity to appreciate and also to congratulate the Department of Library and Information Science for setting a good trend of organizing a kind of a conference which is going to provide a greater opportunity for LIS professionals to come across and to share their experiences, knowledge and expertise for academic advantage as well as for the research advantage. As Professor Chandrashekar has put the title of this today's conference, that is exploring the past, the present, future of library and information science. We all of us know that we are all discussing almost walking around the same circle of past, present and future during the last couple of years. But today the time has come. We have to look back, take into account what we achieved in the past and what the contemporary situation today, what we are experiencing, what we have to explore, and also how to evolve our strategic approaches, policies, procedures for the future of our library and information profession. So friends, we all of us know that definitely we are not living in a very strategic state of the system. We are living in a transition state of the system. Transition, change, transformation is happening. It doesn't mean that transition, changes or transformation is happening now. Even earlier days also there was change, there was transition. Now also there is change, there is transition. Future also there is change and transition. The difference is that in earlier days transformation was slow. Today transformation is fast, and in coming days transformation will be very, very fast. So in a fast changing situation, we are witnessing this kind of changes in all walks of life, in all sectors, in all subjects. Library and information science is not an exception. We too has come across a lot of changes, transformation since the day one of Indian librarianship and also the global librarianship. Accordingly, we are also seeing remarkable, progressive societal changes. So we are finding a new character of the societies. Even we all of us know that India basically an agriculture-based society. Agriculture was one of the most important occupation where the larger percentage of our population used to practice, and the national economy also depending on the agriculture. This is what reflected much in first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth 5-year plans. From sixth 5-year plan onwards, we are seeing a change where the society is not agriculture-based society. We have moved from agriculture-based society to the industry-based society, and now we are there in the knowledge-based society. This is one of the changing characteristic feature of the today's society. The second change or a unique character is today's society is a quality conscious society. Quality is the order of the day. Everyone wants quality. Everyone likes quality. Everyone wants to buy quality. Nobody is ready to accept anything without quality in it. It is not only related to products, what we are using for consuming or using. Education is also a very, very important where quality is expected. This is what our Education Commission reports of earlier days and today also. They are emphasizing more on how to bring quality in our education system, how to bring quality in learning system, how to bring quality and excellence in research. This is how quality is one of the most important parameters in today's societies. The third one is the technology-driven societies. Technology has entered almost every part of human life. It has encroached every component of human life. We reached a situation that we can't work, we can't live without the support of the technologies. That way, technology has entered every part of the human activities. The libraries and information centers are also very much influenced a lot since from several decades. But now, technology impact is very, very great. So, this is how technology has changing the very nature of the society. And the fourth is today's society is not a simple society, it is a complex society, it is a competition. Competitive environment, everywhere there is a competition. Every sector there is a competition. So, these are all some of the visible characteristic features of the today's society when you compare to earlier days. In this kind of a changing situation, we are the part of any education system. All types of library system, the public library or an academic libraries, and also the other special libraries. Ultimately, our aim is to enrich the knowledge capacity of our customers through our services. Knowledge and communication, these are the two important components. One side, we have seen an evolution in communication. In earlier days, there was oral communication. That is the only traditional media available then. Gradually, there is a written communication. That is written manuscripts came. And the centers started to organize those manuscripts, provide to give the physical access to them. Then came the 15th century. Because of the invention of the printing, John Gutenberg, he feel a new revolution. As a result of that, a print communication started to emerge throughout the whole globe. Later on, we came to know there is an electronic era, and now we are not talking so much about the digital eras. So, in this kind of a situation, what is our role to play? This is what past, and also we are observing the present things. The libraries definitely a major key players, role players, to contribute towards achieving the objectives of any organization. Still the libraries are trusted sources of information. Whatever may be, the dependency on internet is there. The trustedness on libraries is not disappearing. So still libraries are the most trusted sources of information. The creative spaces. There is no alternative for a library to provide a creative environment. Libraries are the greater creative spaces for any individual. And naturally, libraries are the place of happenings. It necessarily means that happenings in the form of a physical activities. When a user is using or reading in a library means a lot of things are happening in his mind. This is the strength of libraries where we can provide a platform, we provide an opportunity, we provide the space where a lot of thinking process. The result of thinking is the creation of ideas and generation of ideas, spreading the ideas and contributing to the world of knowledge. So, like that, the libraries are the societal memories and the gateways of information. Now, librarianship in India has its own history, as I mentioned in the beginning. Earlier libraries in India, most of the libraries are clay tablet type of libraries, manuscript type of libraries. So we have our own method, our own management, procedure, policies, how our libraries during that time used to manage those libraries. Physical security is more important there. Then providing an access is also the greatest challenge. So in spite of that, librarianship during that time has also flourished a lot, and they proved to an extent that the libraries can also contribute towards the learning and education process. Now, presently, larger transformation is taking place. Print libraries and digital libraries. This is what Indian librarianship is witnessing, a dual library system. One is the print library system and also the digital library system. So still, we wanted to maintain or retain the print collections. We have to convert those print collections in a digital form, provide an access. And many of the libraries are struggling very hard to go for the totality of the transformation from print to digital media. We have to, it's not only just enough, we librarians change or libraries change. More importantly, our users has to be changed. We have to motivate our users to go for these kind of changes. Then what will be the future? So future is always the bright days. How we have to equip ourselves, our libraries, how to equip our manpower or the workforce for the future days, how to equip ourselves, the existing LIS professionals, to receive such kind of a future challenges, to address any kind of the situation arises. So, I mean, said all these things, changes are happening, transformation is happening, earlier like this, today is like that. What is the reason for this kind of a change? No change takes place in vacuum. No change takes place in isolation. ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ತನ್ನ ತಾನೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ there's a lot of forces as made. Among all the forces, the one of the strongest force which make the situation in librarianship to this level is the developments of the information technologies. Is one of the striking force. The invention of internet, usage of internet, World Wide Web, all these things have contributed their own way, not only in changing the physical identity of libraries or the visibility of libraries, and they have transformed the work culture of our librarianship. So, one of the changes in the physical structure of our documents in the libraries. So, as I mentioned earlier, our libraries still have printed documents and digital documents, and each of these type of documents we want to maintain, provide access, and also to see that the content of this document has to be channelized through our type of the retrieval tools as well as the techniques. The second kind of a major changes happening because there is a changes in the organization in the archive. So managements are also changing. How we are accessing, how we are acquiring, how we are processing, and also how we used to provide a kind of an archiving of documents. Day by day we have depend more on technologies, and all these things have helped us to save a lot of space, manpower, and all these things. So new tools and also technologies are evolving. So for the organization purpose, earlier classification and cataloging, these were the major things for the purpose of collection or the document organization. Now classification and cataloging is not at all an important activity in librarianship. When we were studying, nearly about 40% of the syllabus was towards classification and cataloging. Now, you see, classification, cataloging, we need not study. You need a classification number or metadata or catalog details, you can go to the World Catalog or the Library of Congress catalogs, then download it and put in it. What is more important is how to see that the information has to be properly promoted for the purpose of use. And also today we can see the metadata standards. Variety of metadata standards have been evolved, and also user-friendly search engines is another important thing what we are finding. Coming to the access, the third point is, we always say that libraries ultimately aim towards providing right information to the right user at the right time. So what is the right information? So how to identify the right information? So that providing an access to right information is also one of the greatest challenge for our librarians. Earlier, there was a limited access, restricted access. It is very difficult to enter into many of the scientific libraries. Professor Loknath also knows very well. Even to go for IASC library, we have to take the prior permission, they have to give the cards, they give the permission, then only we have to enter into the library to use the library resources, either to ISRO or to NAL. But today, technology has removed all those kinds of barriers. Now, the philosophy of libraries then was used for their own users, mainly, but never used to provide outer access. But today, every library has changed their approaches, not only using for their own users, and also provide access to other users. That is called change from a limited, restricted access to or local access to wider access as well as the global access. So that means here we can find some kind of a democratic values. It is called a democratic access. Anybody can access any documents through their web resources or websites what the libraries are providing in. And also there is a newer development in the storage devices. Electronic databases are already emerging. In future days you can imagine the scope of the development, the features and the characteristic features of these digital databases, electronic databases. Coming to the delivery system, that is one of the most critical area of our libraries, how to reach our users. So earlier, the only way with us is we have to provide our content, provide our library, provide our library resources only when the user comes to the doorstep of libraries. But now, technology has changed this. It is a reverse process. We can take library near to the doorstep of users. So earlier, libraries were using only by when they're 10:30 to 5:30 as per the working hours of the libraries. But today, 24 by bar into 7. So this is some of the kind of changes that are happening today, and the reason and the support or complementation is from the technologies. So nowadays there is no need for libraries to purchase everything, own everything. Instead of that, if you have access potential, you can get anything, everything from any part of the world. This is a kind of a changing shift. Lastly, our target is users. How is our users? Earlier users, they used to submit a request, they wait for getting the document or wait for getting an article. They were having a patience. But today's new generation users, they have no patience. They can't wait. They want instant access, instant delivery, immediately everything on the spot. This is a kind of a change from users of earlier days to the users of today. They are more aggressive and they expect anything and everything on the spot itself. And gradually our users, they are showing the less interest in using the traditional library resources. So more of IT savvy, more of web savvy, and this is what the kind of change in the users. So what is the impact of all these things? So about the visibility and all other things. To put in a very nutshell, the contemporary and emerging technologies have enabled the libraries to link information and knowledge available locally and remotely, empowering the users community to become most valuable learners. Okay, this is what a kind of a situation what we are observing today. What are future ways? So future libraries, how will be? Books will be there or may not be there. But in place of books, some other type of gadgets will be there. So if that is the thing, and this is the change of attitude of users, change in the policies of the government, changes in the society, so definitely we have to reposition ourselves for taking these challenges. Future libraries. So this is what a lot of debate is going on in our profession. Lot of discussion is taking place. I have seen that so many seminars, conferences, both at the national and international level, has been organized about future of libraries, trends, developments, challenges, etc. Second one is open access movement. So need to convince our users to be a part of open access movement. So if we do not encourage, create awareness, sensitize, and motivate them, then access provisions or the access philosophy will get defeated. So it is not only we reposition ourselves, we have to reposition our users also. Then libraries gradually is to become an active part of scholarly communication. We talk about so many things about qualities. Quality of education, quality of teaching, quality of learning, quality of articles. The quality of articles is also depends on the quality of library support. How information support we can be able to provide to our users, whether researchers, scholars, teachers who are involved in that. So, in future days, technologies will going to change in a very faster rate, and the challenge is how we are going to exploit the new technology for the advantage. So, this demands all our library professionals with the newer skill sets on understanding the content, information, its scope, its structure, its organization, delivery, and more importantly, the technologies. Equally important is LIS education. Still, a lot of deliberations on how far our LIS education is relevant today. How far our education system is relevant today. We in the colleges, we in the universities, what degrees we are offering, is it relevant to the market? What is the mismatch between what we are offering, what is required in the market? So, there is a need to redefine the objectives of library and information science education and research, need to redefine the role to be played by the library and information science schools. So from day one, earlier days also, library schools, they were having their own objectives. Now also we are having our own objectives. Then for the future requirements, the objectives need to be redefined to match the market requirement. So how to make our courses more relevant? How to make our programs are more relevant? How to make our graduates are more relevant in the job market? So LIS professionals need to update their knowledge and skills. So sustainable development of LIS profession is the need of the hour. So to conclude, I understand that during the next 2 days, what this Chandrashekar has said, 64 papers have been accepted for presentation under the 5 different technical sessions. I think these 64 papers will going to throw a lot of light and also new insight, and also gives a new direction, including the keynote paper or presentation to be presented by our senior-most colleague, Professor Ramesh Babu, and how the current day libraries in India, now we are finding in hybrid libraries, and how they will going to change it, and how the users IT savvy, the needs are unpredictable. We do not know when they come to the library what they ask, how they ask. They want to use the library not without coming to the library. They want to use the library from their house. They want to use the library remotely. They want to use the library by staying in the hostels or anywhere, etc. And also, there is an issue of concern about internet. Internet is definitely a greater advantageous technology for libraries to reach users very effectively. Social media is also very important, where all of you are using internet and social media very effectively to deliver the users the required information. In the meanwhile, internet is also becoming a kind of a threat for libraries. Still many users are not familiar about the authenticity or the value of information available in the library and available on the internet. This is also one of the area we, the librarians, we have to educate our users. So the general trend is everything is available in internet. So why to go for libraries? If everything is available on the net, is everything is correct? Is everything is validated? Is everything is authenticated? So regarding this, we the librarians, we have to enlighten, educate our users how library knowledge is entirely different from a knowledge or the information available on the net. How it is having its own value, how it is having its own quality, how it is having its own relevance. That is why I said in the beginning, libraries are trusted centers, trusted sources of information. We never add anything inside the library collection without verifying whether it is from an authoritative author, authoritative organization, authoritative publisher, or is it relevant for our users or not. We are going to open the door to enter into any knowledge, any book inside the library. When we confirm, certify that, yes, this knowledge, this book is required for users, relevant for the users, useful for the users. That is what Ranganathan said a long back, books are for use. If it is useful, then only we purchase. Then only we provide access. Then only we display. We will drag the attention of the users. Then only we are going to deliver to the users. So this is how the resources in the coming days, more in the digital forum, we have to educate our users. The policies, not only just the library related policies related to documents, but very tragic situation in the Indian library facing today. Libraries are running without librarians. This is the starry state of affairs. So still 75% of the total libraries are running without a qualified library professionals. And this is one of the most important area both the state government and the national government has to take note of the situation. Because one side, we are talking about quality, talking about the access, providing good education, and also skills, everything. If you do not see the libraries and its important or lack of realization on the part of the government, it is very difficult to bring in quality in education, research, or production, whatever it be. So that is what even in NEP 2020, they have stressed on two aspects. One is, in the future days, the government will going to give more prominence for development of digital libraries. This is a new agenda of the national education policy. Second one is, they are going to strengthen the school libraries as well as the public library system. So, the value of libraries is also depends on how resources are using. How many resources are we are having is not the criteria. That is what NAC criteria says. You may be having 20 lakhs books in your library. Then how much of it is used? What percentage of collections are used? So these assessment criteria is also how many users have entered into the library, how many documents are used, how many periodicals are used, how many other resources are used, what are your services, and how is the acceptance by the users. The NAC criteria also indicates these type of things. So in the future days, the libraries are also an important part of enhancing the image of the institution. Good score is also possible provided if a library score has been improved in the NAC or we call it as these NRF ranking, such other kind of these things. So lastly, friends, the future depends more upon our choice of institutions which support a life of action than our developing new ideas and technologies. Changes, challenges, and opportunities will remain to stay. Don't think that changes is happening, no end. Challenges, today also challenges, tomorrow also challenges. Opportunities, today also we are all having opportunities. How to receive the opportunities, convert the opportunities, make use of the opportunities. And future days, definitely the brighter days, future days are equally challenging days. So we have to rethink, reposition ourselves, and also reorganize our work culture to meet all these the future challenges. So with this, I'm very much thankful to organizers of this national conference. They have taken a good initiative to provide an opportunity for the librarians, because we know that during the last 2.5 years, that is a COVID period. So like any other profession, we could not be able to meet like this. And Mysore University of Mysore is having its own history, it's having its own glory, it is having its own name, fame, image, etc. So today, the University of Mysore is having a good leader of more with research excellence. What Arinaran has narrated, Professor Loknath's academic and research credentials. So definitely, this university will going to grow faster and more visible. Already 100 years we have completed, because I am the alumni of this the university, both of the bachelor's degree and master's degrees. I have a special love with this department. I know in the department where I was sitting. I know in the department where we are wandering. I know this campus where we are all playing and all sorts of activities. Okay. So still a lot of memories are there. So it's the time to cherish the memories. And once again, while congratulating the organizers for organizing this national conference with a happiness. We have both myself as well as Honorable Vice Chancellor and others, we have inaugurated this national conference, and see that I wish all the best for the success of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking speech. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are privileged to have in our midst an esteemed scholar, Professor B. Ramesh Babu, former Professor of Library and Information Science, University of Madras. It is with great respect I acknowledge his trailblazing contributions, his vast insights and unique expertise which have significantly shaped the landscape of library and information science. Dr. Ramesh Babu's presence here today is an honor in itself. As we have gathered here to expand our horizons and explore new frontiers, we are fortunate to have Professor Dr. B. Ramesh Babu grace us with his invaluable perspective. His keynote address promises to be a profound one, guiding us through a tapestry of knowledge and opening new avenues of thought. So without much ado, I request Dr. Ramesh Babu to deliver the keynote address before this August gathering.
Thank you very much. It's already we're running up the time slot, but VC is supposed to attend some meetings, so I won't take much of your time. Anyway, I'll be presenting my keynote after the inauguration. Anyway, the customary in the inaugural function to deliver a keynote. As the organizer said, it's a brief keynote. Certainly it will be very brief, not taking more than 5 minutes. And I know very well the theme of the conference is exploring the past, present, future of library and information science. It is what we say in Tamil, into knowledge. It is everywhere we talk about what was yesterday, what is today, and what will be tomorrow. When rightly said, Kempara's, it says, memories of these days during our student days. Myself, Kempara's were contemporaries in this university, great campus, and I recollect, today we are in this position means we recollect the rigorous training given by our teachers like Khan, Patil, Panganaya, Nagappa, our teachers for me. And I cherish, I pronounce to the people, those who are living and not living, my teachers. In this connection, I quote one quotation from the P.B. Shelley in the poem Skylark. Our sweetest songs are those that tell the saddest thoughts. Today we are enjoying the sweet way of the memories of this campus and our achievements in the profession. And today I am here in this case to stand before you because those days we are not happy, as Kempras really recollects it. Our department, library science and law department alone will be library whole day and night. Night 10 o'clock we used to read. We don't have very cherishing memories and cherishing thing. Always hard work. We don't know when the teacher gives test for us. It's not like this, what we are enjoying. There is no pre-announced test for us. That is how our past librarianship in this campus. The present, we have enjoyed this because of the past rigorous thing. We have enjoyed the profession. Similarly, librarians enjoyed it. And I always say, I was a product of the 4 universities of librarianship. My bachelor's at SV University, master's Mysore University, doctoral at Madras University, postdoc at Lahore University, UK. I am proud to say I enjoy these developments. That is why my present and past and future also I am enjoying. After retirement, I am able to see these people. That is how my future of this thing. I visited Alabaro, I visited Mahasaka University after retirement. I have a great friend, Siddhamalaya was my next accompanied me in Mahasarkam. Before that we have Ramareddy. Like that was the past, present, future of the case. The theme, as rightly said by director of the conference, Chandrashekar, that it is a librarianship, emerging technologies, library services, resources, and metric studies. Well, it is a great honor that they have been able to devise this the librarianship days in past, present, future in the 4 dimensions of the subject. I always say there are 4 wheels of librarianship: collection building, collection organization, collection preservation, collection dissemination. These 4 activities will remain the past, present, and future. Whether we have an electronic version, or a print version, or e-services, or digital services, or manual services, whatever the case may be. Maybe a library may be traditional library, electronic library, a digital library, hybrid library, or now we call about a green libraries, and etc., etc. All these 4 activities will be there. So these are the 4 wheels of the librarianship. These are the chariot to run smoothly. This is how in the past, present, future days. Therefore, this particular conference definitely we have discussions on the 2 days, and I would like to give you a couple of issues for discussion today and tomorrow. That is, the people. I hope the people who discuss in the 2 days, or the subject is very broad, general. It is not much minute or a typical area that people will discuss about the manpower development, LS education, training and research, pay parity, designation of the librarians, ICT applications, digital libraries, institutional repositories, ETDs, etc. And collaboration with librarians and academic community. One of the important aspects which for library side should flourish with, there should be a strong collaboration between the librarians and academic community. Then only the desired goals of library science, as visualized by Dr. Ranganathan, the father of library science in India, certainly will become fruitful in the present, past and future days of library science. Then naturally, the skills and competencies required for the library professionals to manage the libraries in the present and the future. Future is uncertain. At the same time, we are able to face a lot of changes because changes are inevitable. Change is not a crisis, it is an opportunity. As Kempera said, opportunity, challenges and developments. Naturally, the change is a certain, inevitable, not a crisis, it is an opportunity to make ourselves stand before the academic community, before the reading community, the change, where the readers are having ever-changing, ever-demanding, ever-increasing demands of information, services and so on. Naturally, the change, we have to face the changes. Change is a challenge before us. Not a crisis no more. We have to accept the change and a challenge. Then only we can sustain. The question of sustainability will be prevailing once we have the capacity of building and able to develop the skills and competencies in managing the libraries of the emerging technologies, the emerging innovations, and what is called that improved librarianship, improved library services in the present day technology. And above all, we need to have ethical responsibilities. Ethics is another important point to be discussed in the today concerns. And lastly, we think about the best practices in the cases. Therefore, I really appreciate the organizers and the chairman of the department, Sajjan Harinarayana, director of the conference, Chandrashekar, other faculty of the department, including the university, and also Professor Malinath Kumar Felicitation Committee, who jointly organized this conference and make us to be here for 2 days to discuss all the issues concerning of librarianship of the past, present, and future. Naturally, we give you an impetus for us to discuss in the 2 days conference. Therefore, I conclude that we are not quite sure what adventures we have and what we will find, but there will undoubtedly be times of frustration as well as of a great excitement. That's what I said, our sweetest songs are those that tell the saddest thoughts. We have both excitement, frustration, both are, and also fun in serving the user community. Fun and frustration. I remember one Telugu movie came, F2, Fun and Frustration. That's how we have the fun and frustration in dealing with the users, dealing with the management, dealing with the officials, dealing with the technology, dealing with the resources, dealing with the services. That is how this fun and fun will be there. Therefore, we have to create the sense of wonders and importance of libraries as the public spaces, as research centers, research labs, as maker spaces, and as a core democratic institutions for the digital age. We can establish a bright future for libraries. Future is uncertain, but we can able to establish a bright future for libraries. The future is in our hands. We have to decide what is our future. We library professionals to take the challenge before us. Therefore, with the 2 days, I hope you will discuss the debate, deliberate the issues concerned of the library science as given in the papers, and also the visualized by the director of the conference in this beginning of the conference. And I wish the conference a grand success. I thank the authorities for giving opportunity to share my ideas. Anyway, I'll be talking to you after the inaugural session, my detailed keynote address. Thank you very much. I also thank the Vice Chancellor for able to be here, though he has got to go for a meeting, he told me. And so I took within 5 minutes, I will give my keynote address very briefly. Thank you very much, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring speech. Now, let us take a moment to honor and felicitate our esteemed dignitaries who have graced us with their presence on the stage. We sincerely acknowledge and recognize their achievements. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N.K. Loknath, to felicitate Professor T.D. Kemparaju, former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore North University. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N.K. Loknath, to felicitate Professor B. Ramesh Babu, former faculty of Madras University. I now request Professor N.S. Harinarayana to felicitate Professor N.K. Loknath, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mysore. Thank you, sir. Dear esteemed members of the audience, we have amongst with us Professor N.K. Loknath. He is a renowned physicist and a material scientist who has made significant contributions through his research, teaching and administrative roles. His profound expertise and dedication have propelled the boundaries of knowledge and inspired countless individuals in their academic pursuits. Recently, he has been designated as the 26th Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore, which is his very own alma mater. Today, we have the privilege of listening to Professor N.K. Loknath as he delivers his presidential address. With his vast knowledge and experience, we can anticipate an enlightening speech that will captivate our minds and stimulate meaningful discussions. I now humbly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to deliver the presidential remarks.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning to change to good afternoon. It's a change has been done. So distinguished scholars, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, and dignitaries on the dais, our well-wisher Professor Kamparaju, former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore North University, and Professor Ramesh Babu from University of Madras, and my colleague, my friend Dr. Harinaran, Professor Harinaran, as well as Professor Chandrashekar. I'm very happy to be inaugurated the first conference as a Vice Chancellor to this University, Mysore, which is a library. I'm very honored to be in the professions of information era. So this is what I call as professionals in the library and information is, you are the most important thing in our university. So, and also I'm really happy to know that the title of this conference is Exploring the Past, Present and Future Literary and Information Science. That itself encapsulates the rich heritage of our discipline and the current state of higher education and research in India, as well as in this field, what are the exciting prospects that lie ahead. So India is a long-standing tradition of valuing education and knowledge, dating back to our ancient times. So our universities plays a major role or a crucial role in shaping the intellectual landscape of our nation. And also we have witnessed significant transformations in these days, particularly in higher education, because of increasing dynamic, multidisciplinary and globally connected. Today, our universities are at the forefront of knowledge creation, dissemination and innovation. The role of research in education has expanded to tackle major societal challenges and contributed to the progress of the nation. Libraries have been the custodians of knowledge throughout the history, serving as the repositories of wisdom and gateways to the enlightenment. So in my opinion, libraries are the torch bearers of civilizations, safeguarding precious manuscripts, books and records, ensuring their preservation for future generations. And you can think of the historical libraries of Nalanda, Alexandria and Takasura stand as testaments to the enduring power of these institutions. As I mentioned, the library has transformed into dynamic spaces where we enter into the digital technologies, where information provide access to vast array of resources, both physical as well as virtual. Libraries today is not confined to physical boundaries, but extend their reach to digital platforms, connecting individuals across continents, and which helps us to enable the democratization of knowledge. Therefore, the future information access and promises unprecedented challenges and opportunities. As Professor Kamparaju mentioned about the present scenario of information, technology and knowledge-driven society. So we are living in a big era of big data, artificial intelligence and machine learning, where volume and complexity of information continue to grow exponentially. In this rapidly evolving landscape, libraries needs much professionals to run these to learn these new technologies, because libraries are the future lead to agile, adaptive and innovative. So certainly, in my opinion, as a researcher, this artificial intelligence can revolutionize the way we organize, categorize and retrieve information, making it more personally and user-friendly. So moreover, we need to foster multidisciplinary research and promote knowledge sharing. We should create, particularly artificial intelligence, create creativity and innovation, nurturing culture of lifelong learning and intellectual explorations. So, and also nowadays, the convergence of various disciplines such as computer science, data analytics, and social sciences will redefine the boundary of library and information science. And also, we need to collaborate between academia, industry, and government is crucial to drive this change and ensure our library remain a forefront of knowledge dissemination and information access. The integration of artificial intelligence and advanced language models such as OpenAI's GPT-3 has revolutionized the library services. So particularly GPT-3 enhanced library services through automated tasks, chatbot assistance, and conversational interactions. So therefore, I think these new techniques certainly help us to gather more information, and as Professor Kempraj puts, because of this, the society has become more complex. If you know a little bit, the life is very simple. If you know more and more, the life will be more complex. But the thing is, we have very big data now, so we need to do that. And also, I sincerely request all the young librarians, you have to be have to learn and train these language models such a way that privacy mitigates bias and promote transparency, ultimately enhancing information retrieval, personal assistance, and knowledge preservation. So, as we see that this national conference to explore the past, present, and future of library and information science. So certainly, this is a very nice topic where we need to know what happens in the past, what is going on today, and what is going to be another 10 years or 15 years, how it will be changes. As Professor, once again I mentioned, Professor Kempraj just mentioned about NEP 2020. So that also changed a lot of things in the field of education, particularly higher education. So that we have to take into account. And at the end, I would like to say this. So this conference actually has been made with the, in addition to Professor Malinath Kumar Felicitation Committee. So the function will be held in the evening about these functions. So because of this felicitation, so this conference has been held. Therefore, I would like to take this moment to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Department of Studies in Library and Information Science under the leadership of Professor N.S. Harinarayana for organizing this remarkable national conference. And his team's dedication, meticulous planning, and commitment to advancing the field of library and information science are truly commendable. So this conference, I wish, serves as an testament to the department's vision and passion for nurturing intellectual discourse and collaborations. So to the esteemed delegates, particularly the younger librarians among us, I urge you to seize this incredible opportunity to immerse yourselves in the deliberation of this conference, embrace the wealth of knowledge and expertise present here, engage in vibrant discussions and forge connections with fellow professionals. I am also very happy that Professor Kempraj sir as well as Professor Ramesh Babu, the alumni of our university, certainly they are the real luminaries in this field, so the young librarians can interact with them in their free time. Therefore, at the end I would like to say, the knowledge and experiences what you acquire today will definitely enrich your professional journey, also contribute to the advancement of the entire library and information sciences community. So thank you, and I wish you a fruitful and enlightening conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful speech. As we have come to the conclusion of this remarkable inaugural ceremony, it is essential to express our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have played a pivotal role in making this event a resounding success. I now request Professor B.T. Sampath Kumar, an esteemed academician in the field of library and information science, to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizers.
Very pleasant good afternoon to all. At the outset, I deem it my privilege and honor to render the vote of thanks to the dignitaries on the dais, luminaries of the dais. When the Department of Library and Information Science Institute of Mysore decided to organize a national conference on the topic exploring the past, present, and future of library and information science, we were in search of a personality, of course, a multi-dimensional, multifaceted personality who can speak about the past, present, and future of libraries as well as library and information science. Keeping in view, when we approached Professor T.D. Kemparaju sir to inaugurate and deliver the inaugural address, sir happily accepted our invitation and he agreed to come all the way from Bangalore. Sir worked as a teacher for more than 3 decades in library and information science and also worked as a registrar at Bangalore University and vice chancellor at Bangalore North University. He is a perfect blend of teacher and administrator. Sir, on behalf of the organizing committee, I express my gratitude for accepting the invitation and taking out of your packed schedule to inaugurate this particular function. We really acknowledge your kind gesture. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Department of Library Science, I extend a really heartfelt vote of thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Institute of Mysore, Professor N.K. Loknath sir, who shared valuable time from his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. Your thoughts have enriched and edited our minds and have shown us a new path. My gratitude to you, sir, for gracing the occasion and also for sharing your valuable views in this August gathering. Thank you so much. Today we have another distinguished personality, a very young and charming, who retired a long back but untied person even today. Professor Ramesh Babu sir, who served as LS teacher in library and science for more than 3 decades. Sir, I thank you very much for accepting the invitation and to be part of this event as a chief guest and also with our keynote address. A mega event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months back. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. Organizing a conference is not so easy and it requires planning as well as clear vision. Still, I remember the statement of Professor S.P. Hiramet sir, who was the Vice Chancellor of Coimbatore University during 2000. He used to say, in order to organize a conference, the organizing secretary has to lose minimum 5 kgs of weight. I don't know how much of weight Professor Hiramet sir has lost at this team. Sir, your efforts to successfully organize conference is commendable. I know Professor Hiramet sir has put his continuous efforts to make this conference more successful. A special mention to him for being the catalyst that stimulated all of us to our best and standing as pillars of the strength to organize this event on the campus. With the deep sense of appreciation, I thank you, sir, on behalf of the friends, students, and Business School of Institute of Mysore and Library and Information Science. I also thank a very young professor, director of this conference, Professor Chandrashekar sir, a senior professor of this department, for his timely advice, support, and help to organize this mega event on behalf of the Institute of Mysore and Library Science Board. I thank you, sir, once again for your nice presentation. Today, a special attraction, that is Professor Mannath Kumar sir. I am actually pleased to thank my teacher, my guide, my mentor, who is the center of attraction of today's function, that is Professor Mannath Kumar sir. When we approached sir to witness this ceremony as a chief guest, sir has happily agreed and witnessed this inner session. Sir, on behalf of the organizing committee, I profusely thank you, sir. Today, we have a galaxy of intellectuals from different states of the states. Professor Chandran sir from SC University, Professor N. Radhakrishna from Periyar University, Professor Sangam sir, senior most professor, Professor Asuti sir, Professor Sidmalay sir, we have all come to witness this function. I thank all the senior professors on behalf of the university for this nice presence. We have been fortunate enough to backed by a team of very proactive and dedicated students and research scholars and faculty members who are all well versed in their job. I extend thanks to all the teaching faculty of the department, the research scholars, the students for their enormous cooperation to make this function more memorable and successful. If time is money, then today you have spent millions of dollars to us. Thank you all for making this particular function so successful. Last but not least, I want to extend my vote of thanks to all the organizing team, administrative staff, university authorities, friends from print and electronic media for making this event happen so beautifully. Today, more than 150 participants and delegates are participating in this particular conference. This is a huge success in itself. I thank all of them for their nice presence. I hope you will have a wonderful stay at Mansan 03 campus. Enjoy the conference and campus life of University of Mysore. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Indian National Anthem will be played. I kindly request all the members of the audience to rise from their seats as a mark of respect to our beloved country.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Now, we will have a 10 minutes of tea break. Tea will be served outside the auditorium. Subsequently, the technical sessions will commence according to the predefined schedule. Thank you.
Ramesh Babu sir to present his keynote address. Over to Professor.
Good afternoon. Let us resume this keynote address, which was not done in the inaugural address due to the passage of time and time constraints. As the theme of the conference goes, exploring the past, present and future librarianship, I am trying to bring out the trends and developments that have taken place since the emergence of a library science or a library information science or librarianship, days of Ranganathan and post-Ranganathan, and what will be the future of this profession in the years to come. That's how the talk will be there. I hope I can take around organizers, sir, director, sir. How many minutes, sir? How many minutes of time have we? 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will take another 5 minutes. 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Librarianship has this management of human knowledge, the most interdisciplinary of all the disciplines, and because it is concerned with the philosophy of knowledge, potentially the most deeply philosophical of all the professions. J.H. Shira is the given quotation. As we always look at this document, the sociological foundations of librarianship by J.H. Shira, one of the monumental document, a classical document of librarianship of Ranganathan times, and it is how he has mentioned what is the librarianship during that period. The original librarianship lies in the creation of libraries. The profession was created to serve the needs of the institution. That is how the libraries are existing. For every academic research institution, public institution, there is information center, knowledge center, library, or whatever the case may be. You have got number of names are given for the kind, or a digital center, something like that. So, this particular subject has seen Since ancient times has undergone many changes. We have been talking since morning about the changes. The profession has got changes. Human beings are changing biologically. We also change biologically. Morning somebody commented me in the dining hall, "Sir, for 20 years I am seeing you, but you are not changing." I told him, I have changed a little bit fat. During my student days, I was very lean. In the same campus I was wandering. Now I am a little bit fat. That is a biological change in that case. Similarly, a profession is changing in its own way. The length and breadth of the profession, like Ranganathan says, the fifth law is the library is a growing organism. Naturally, it grows vertically, horizontally. Naturally, the profession also grows vertically, horizontally. But in the growth of a profession, vertically, horizontally, there are ups and downs, lots of trends, lot of developments, lot of opportunities, lot of challenges, lot of issues, which we have to resolve ourselves to progress in the present day context. That's how the field of librarianship was a past, present and future. The progressing ourselves, taking the roots of the profession, overcoming the barriers, overcoming the pitfalls, overcoming the barriers and other constraints, we have to proceed. That is how the quintessence of the very librarianship or library information science, which you are working, which you are very proud to be here in case. This profession of librarianship being learned profession and as public services as ideal thing. It has got very reasonable status. Naturally, we must owe much to Dr. S. R. Ranganathan. The way in which we gain the importance, the significance of our profession, we're enjoying the credibility because of the untiring efforts of Ranganathan for what we are trying to be. And we know that it is our profession, our subject, will conducting number of workshops, conferences every week, every day at one corner of the country. No other department, no other subject will have so many workshops and conferences as we conduct, as we organize, we deliberate, we discuss on the various issues, the typical issues, emerging issues of the library science, librarianship. That is how this particular thing. In the past, what the librarian was the past. Its past is very interesting thing. About its present day, more than 400 years ago, and look at the history of the library profession. 1627 by French librarian, it says, the earliest known text about library operations was titled Advice on Establishing a Library. That was a document laid by the particular thing. That was the very oldest thing. And of course you have seen many times, many occasions have come in the past. The Jefferson collection, US Academy, Columbia University collections, Melville D's entrance. Like that we can see lots of very memories of the past, memories of that, glorious memories of the past profession. Similarly, we look at the Indian context, Dr. S. R. Ranganathan. When you say library science in India, everybody will think of Ranganathan. Not that before Ranganathan there were no professors. There were people of librarianship. I am not saying that Ranganathan is the first, but there are many people. I can say, if you look at the library movement in India, the first library conference was held at Vijayawada way back in 1914, Andhra Pradesh Library Association. There was the founder of the library science, while Ayyanki Venkataramanaya, Padma Shri Ayyanki Venkataramanaya is the founder of the association. Still, the association is functioning in Vijayawada under the name of Andhra Pradesh Library Association. That is how it was there. Subsequently, Ranganathan was influenced by Ayyanki Venkataramanaya, other people of Andhra Pradesh like Alsarvattam Rao and so many people of literary people, people's movement, independence movement, all accompanied, and Ranganathan became the father of library science in India for his meritorious works, classical works he has written after when he started his career in the Madras University Library, which has become the laboratory for him. That was how the past librarianship has seen the cases. If we look at this one, I could even say, I quote my teacher, Guruswami Naidu's quotation, libraries all along history have been at the receiving end. They have been disregarded, lowered in public esteem. One can trace only humble origins of the libraries. Libraries, like some other social institutions, have passed through periods of recognition, lull, encouragement, neglect, followed by a slow growth, decay, and then crisis. That was how the present and past you can see the profession. There was no recognition. There was not much recognition as we established, as we see today. I recollect my own experiences. I just give a small anecdote. How the librarianship was not much recognized by in those days. in the life of Guru Swami Naidu itself. He himself taught us the class. When he was a student of Madras University, he did BLIS at the time, Belief Science, not BLS, Belief Science. Then he became librarian in the Pachavas College, Kanchipuram, in the librarian. At that time, there was an alliance proposal for Guru Swami Naidu at that time. He told me this story in my class. And they thought that BA Beliefs. So they thought, the people, the bright people thought that he is an advocate, BABL. They say BABL Science. They are listening, that once again the defect in the part of the broker, mediator, oh, BABL, advocate. I thought like that. Alliance was fixed from the Coimbatore, everything was done. About to celebrate finalization, somebody asked from the girl's side, where is our Mapala means son-in-law, will be going, is working, which court he is practicing it? They thought he is an advocate. They said, he is not an advocate, he is a librarian in the Pachavas College, Kanchipuram. Oh, librarian? No, I don't give my daughter to that fellow. That was happened in Guru Swami's life. So also, Ramesh Babu's life also like that. I don't want to say my story. I had the same occasion. When he told my class, after some years, my marriage proposal came. He did say they didn't give a girl for me, but they said, oh, librarian, issue of books, issuing of books. My father got angry. I said, we don't want your daughter, though he is our relative, maternal uncle. We don't, when you said issue of books, issuing of books, is the job, then such case, we don't want to give your daughter, don't give, we'll make some other place. That's how it happened in my case also. At many, there are only, I'm really opening the platform, there are many occasions where some years back, the profession was not much recognized. That's how we say, lull, crisis, decay. And then this actually, he wrote the article in 2010 in SRM University conference. His experience has taught that thing. And he brought that, that's why I use this quotation number of places, to a memory to my teacher and tribute to my teacher, and use this quotation for my academic person. This is how you see. Now look at the library in the past, how it was. Dull image, poor image. Already we have seen and experienced myself as a librarian. And low expectations from us. And invisibility, not much revenue, economics, as we get today's salaries, thanks to UGC, at the time not much salaries, and the quality of the service was not much expected as we see in the present economy. That was how the past was there. Then comes the Ranganathan's role. All of us know much about Ranganathan. We have been talking, teaching, reading, experiencing it, but hardly we practice in our life. I am sorry to say this point, including myself. Hardly we practice the Ranganathan philosophy, principles, and many times we ignore, we just, it is our thing. We just take it, we talk in a platform and we forget many things. I would say, most of us did not read the works of Ranganathan thoroughly, including myself. Although I am a teacher for all these things, I didn't read all the books, I read a few books of Ranganathan. But all the books, if you read thoroughly, really, they are all classical works. That's why we had one conference in Coimbatore, Classics of Ranganathan is the theme of the conference in 2018 or 1918, in Coimbatore, Krishna Union College. We had a conference there, a very conference. Therefore, the classical works of Ranganathan is a very important point, which you have to consider. There is nothing about the Indian librarianship. The works, Ranganathan is old, his works are old, but the philosophical foundations of Ranganathan subjects, you take a classification, cataloging, management, whatnot, every subject. I said in the morning, collection building, collection organization, collection preservation, dissemination. All these four aspects are centered upon the classical works of Ranganathan. That was reflected, and we are seeing in the present day context, same concepts in the old wine in a new bottle. That's how we can say. That is how Ranganathan's writings are emerging, library profession. And Ranganathan said way back, it's a noble profession. A librarian derives his joy by seeing the dawn of joy in the face of the readers who were helped in their search for the right information at the right time, right personal way. That's exactly, we feel happy when we help our readers. When you teacher also feel happy when our students become great in their profession, when they achieve the targets, we are very happy to see them. That is the real teacher's mind. When I was a student here, when I became lecturer, Professor Panganaya called me a number of times here because I am his first student. And he was very happy to see, invite me every time to his department during his lifetime. Even after retirement, in the KSOU, he was the coordinator. I attended a number of meetings, the lesson writing meeting, all that, because he likes me, because my student has gone a better way. That is his inspiration. Like Nagappa, Banganaya, Khansa, all that. That's how we enjoy the teachers' grade. Similarly, Ranganathan's case also. He enjoys that library, the reader's happiness, joyness in the case. In the present times, how is the present time? You can find anything on the internet, that people say, then why librarian? I can get in the fingertips, then why librarian? That was a common question comes to the mind of a present day users. Why librarian? But they don't understand the intricacies involved in the very search formulation, the intricacy involved in knowing what the documents are. There the librarian role is a very important point. I just bring one anecdote with my own experience in Vellore, Urvis College, one of the oldest colleges in Tamil Nadu. Very good in zoology department, the best department in Tamil Nadu itself, zoology department. I was asked to inaugurate Zoology Association some years back during my service time. I asked that librarian, Babu, why you called me? I am not a zoology student. I am only commerce postgraduate, a library science man, a teacher in the university. No sir, you please come and tell something, we like your thing. Then he invited me. The zoology professor happened to be Telugu lady from Tirupati. So he, out of Telugu affection, she called me. Well, good. Then what I should do, associate zoology. I took some slides of the zoological information sources services available to the zoological scientists. I made around 108 slides for 3 hours lecture in the association inauguration. And I delivered each information source on zoology, both the print and non-print sources. After the end of the lecture of 3 hours, the principal zoology professor, she says, oh, we are teaching zoology for the past three decades, but we don't know most of the sources, what you are talking about on zoology. But still we do conduct research in one of the biggest departments in the Tamil Nadu, zoology, Urvis College. Then that's why I told that lady, madam, please understand the role of librarian. We are the information providers. We are the information searchers and we provide information. That is the greatness of librarian. Please recognize your librarian and treat him properly. That is what my advice given to the principal at that time. That is how the library is. At that time you can say, like you have your thing, but you don't know how to. We are the information provider. Therefore, librarian is very important point. At present time also, role of librarian is very important point. What they do? Librarians of today, they have got so many successful points. One is promoting, defending the core value of library information profession, understanding, responding cultural, social information needs, managing storage, organization access, developing, delivering, evaluating information facilities, initiating, planning future directions, advancing library science adaptability, flexibility, and autonomous application. What our Kempura said in the morning. Adaptability, flexibility, autonomous application of the case. We are the good adapters, good practitioners, good implementers. But no other people does. We are librarians are doing the same thing. And engaging the clients, community, other things. Libraries are transformed in the present day. I said libraries are transformed. This one, we had a conference in Bangalore in 2014. Transition or libraries in transition. Just since he also came for the conference, Chandrashekar, Mangalore, that Mother Teresa College, Vasapagoda librarian, he called us, I was the keynote speaker. That was the case, libraries in transition, that was the theme. Then one of the professors called, is it transition or transformation? The medical professor, the trust member of the college, he says, is it transition or transformation? Then I said, it's both the transition and transformation. Therefore, libraries are transforming during transition period. We transform because change is certain, change is inevitable, change is not a crisis, change is a biological phenomena. Similarly, libraries are changing from traditional libraries to automated libraries, electronic libraries, digital libraries, virtual libraries, and then we have hybrid libraries. That is how we now of late we are giving much importance for the green libraries too. That is how the libraries are transforming. And individual to community libraries. It's not individual alone, it's a community-based one. We serve the community. Once again, Ranganathan philosophy of community services. Thirdly, collection to the creation of libraries and a portal to archive libraries. The archives is not unwanted thing, they are much more needed in the present day context. So this is how the libraries in the present times are transforming it. In the present times, I have identified some 9 C's. I use the catchwords having a C. I adapted from Professor Wo of South Korea with my friend. He used the first three as the 3 C's. Like client satisfaction, competition, and change were the three principles Professor Dang Go from South Korea he has used in one of the lectures. I extended another 6 to make it 9 because 9 is my number, my lucky number. I always put 9 chapters or 9 points and 9 hypotheses. 9 is my thing, I always take it. That's why that I picked 9. One is the client satisfaction. Because the present times we are most working on the user client satisfaction. Now our very existence is based on how best you serve your community. The more they satisfy, the more you are happy. The more your job is fulfilled, fruitful. Otherwise it will be questioned. The very existence of a librarian will be questioned. So that retain the clients and make new clients through your client satisfaction. Not only clients, make new clients. That is, more number of clients you have, you can boost your library. People say, how big your library is? I have 1 lakh documents, 2,000 titles of journals, so many databases. That's how we boost our library. Similarly, your satisfaction, how many clients are you are able to satisfy with your service? That itself is giving replica, parameter of measuring user satisfaction. That gives your job appraisal or performance appraisal of your librarian. That is how the present day. The competition. Let us have the competition. But let us not have cutthroat competition. Be competitive, not having cutthroat competition. Let us have this library, that library. Let compete. Compete yourself, providing more services. Be happy with the user community. At the same time, don't use the cutthroat competitive techniques of service provision. Change, I always say, change is not a crisis. It's not. It is a chance to those who are prepared. You must be able to take the change is a challenge, an opportunity. Beat the challenges. So you should not be worried. Oh, our boss said to go for ICT application. Now technology, design development, digital library, institute IR, you create IRs. You don't get frightened that. You have to learn. That should have the mentality, the tendency of learning it. When I was left for a university for a year in postdoctoral research in the United Kingdom, my guide comes, Anne O'Brien. Babu, play with this software today. Tomorrow you play another software. I was playing, I was not learning. This is you are playing with that. You are not learning seriously. The more you play, you commit mistakes. Let us resolve it. But you play every day one software in WebOpX. That was how I did my study at 1 year at Lahore University. That is how you have to be changed. And collaborate. Very important point. This collaboration is very important because I was telling what is that collaboration between organizers, the librarians and academic community is very much important. Many times it is lacking in many library schools. Teachers and librarians never go in hand. They have their own issues. That's what I have written recently one of the journals, editorial, collaborating with academic community library in IJLS in Orissa, B.B. Sukla journal. I wrote one editorial last issue. It was there. I speak much about this collaboration, important point. And consortia, you will talk much about resource sharing, interlibrary loan, consortia, networks. This is an important point. Connecting challenges. Nokia, the connecting people, you talk about that. Similarly, you have to connect the challenges. Librarians have to collect the challenges. We don't feel afraid of challenges. Be very positive, be sportive, be dynamic, able to withstand. Yes, I can't. This is what you say in Tamil. We have one proverb, Unnal Mudiyum Thambi. One song Kamal Haasan sings in one of the movies. Unnal Mudiyum Thambi. Yes, you can do it. It's possible by you. You can do it. Similarly, the same thing, connecting challenges. Creating positive user experiences. Create the user experience positively. Don't bring negative issues. Don't keep any negative force, negative issue on the library side. Be positive. Always be optimistic. Don't be pessimistic. That's what people say. It's objective criticism is better than subjective criticism. Objective is always, don't be pessimistic. When you be pessimistic, you cannot move further. You can't move an inch ahead of it. So always objective in your approach. Manasa vacha karmani, be objective in the case. That is what the competencies of staff is why we talk much about nowadays. Skills and competencies. We are talking much, we talk about the skills, soft skills, hard skills, technological skills, managerial skills, whatnot. At the same time, Ranganathan said in those days itself, the reference service, inbound skills and the acquired skills. Many are inbound skills. The inbound skills makes to acquire more skills, competencies. If you don't have that inbound skill, that kind of a zeal to learn, you can take a horse to the water tank to drink. If you don't drink, you cannot make it drink. You should have the zeal to drink water. Similarly, that's what we talk about the information literacy also. Chinese proverb says, learn, unlearn, relearn. You have to make that kind of a thing. Companies, you have to learn the skills, make the skills, keep yourself abreast of the current development in the field of subject. Resource conservation. Preservation, conservation, what now we talk about digital transformation, digitization, whatnot. There are talking so many. Ultimately, the preservation is a very important aspect, whether it's a print or a non-print, electronic, digital, whatever the case may be. The preservation is a very important aspect because once you preserve the cultural heritage of the information, you can think about the future generations, then future you cannot throw away any bit of information. Many times we need to consult the age-old documents too. Old is gold, always people say. Don't throw away information, especially library information science is neither science nor social science, it is a midway. Naturally, we need to preserve the oldest documents. That's another important point. Present librarianship at crossroads, a crisis. Yes. Do you think it's a crossroads? If you think it's a crossroads, it's a crossroads. If you think it is above the crossroads, yes, you are overcome the crossroads. It all depends upon in our hands. That's what I said in the morning also. Future is in our hands. If you want, you can be able to make your future very bright. If you don't want, you can make your future a little bit dull, mediocre, destructive, not constructive. So that is what you have to be very careful. Therefore, you have to see that, of course, people say, because 20% in the beginning, due to the technological developments, the profession is the crisis of many respects, especially financial implications are concerned. Manpower, that's what I said in the morning also. You discuss about the manpower requirements, pay parities, designation parities, status of the librarians, very important when you talk about the exploring the past, present and future. Many times, very sorry to say this point, sometimes the librarians are taken teaching career, sometimes librarians are taken non-teaching, sometimes they say vacation staff, non-vacation staff, the public libraries. There are very confusing statements by the governments. As a student, I know. As a librarian, I have seen. As a teacher, I have seen. After retirement, I have seen the changing environment makes the government to think about changing government dues. Every time we are libraries are fighting for that. Therefore, you have to think on this aspect of it. That's why in the 21st century, they are seeing the ups and downs of the profession, and we have to be very united, fighting with the cause of prosperity and for the development of the profession. Therefore, you have to live that kind of a thing. Some of the characters of crisis are there. LIS schools fail to a larger extent to market their products adequately. Another is a charge on the LIS teachers, including me. I was a teacher, I was a librarian, and both I know what I have seen. So you have to take some effort. See that, that's what we talk about in technological engineering colleges, placements. University boast private university. My college, my university is 100% placement. 100%. If you think our libraries and schools also will boast of that kind of a technique, make our products encashable in the industry of library science. Naturally, we have that kind of we don't have any crisis. Teachers and librarians, this is the never-ending, ever-growing problem. I cannot discuss this is that. It all depends upon the intellectual, the mental abilities of the people. That's very important point is the ability of the person's perception is very important point. Mallikarjun Kharge knows about the issue when I was in Gulbarga. We have seen that kind of the issue at the time, teacher and librarian's issue. Your perception, what you perceive and what I perceive don't go. You have to make and convince the people, those who have got negative attitude on the librarians and teachers also should have positive attitude. This kind of depends upon attitude, very important point. The attitude dimension is a very important point which you have to think about the behavioral psychology of the professions of the teachers as a librarians. Otherwise, we have to face the cases. No harmonization of curriculum among LIS schools is another issue. Curriculum is there is a uniformity. Even though UGC has given so many committees, and way back in 2001 we have curriculum committee, and he has made a model curriculum. But how many schools are following it? Now, of late we have next education policy committee picture, of influencing the policy curriculum design development. I'll be talking in the July at the Konkan University, Thailand on the same issue, and the conference at July 19 at Konkan University, Thailand. This issue I am going to talk on that. Harmonization of the library curriculum, how we can able to improve upon the curriculum in India, especially Indian schools are concerned. And a marching of librarianship towards information science and information studies. This is a very interesting name. If anybody have seen the UGC Model Curriculum 2001 report by Karsidappa, there I have made some little study myself, Ramesha, both of us did one paper on that. He was at Mysore, Madras University with me as a colleague. We did a study. That report, there we identified 14 different nomenclatures of library science schools in India. In Karnataka, you say DOS, Library Information Science. In Tamil Nadu, we say DLIS. In some places, they say Information Studies. We also have Information Science once upon a time. You go to some other school, they say Library Information Science. There is some people say Documentation, Library Science and Management. So like that, there are 14 different nomenclatures are there in the Indian library science scenario. But most of them will have DLIS only. Why it is no parity in that? Why there is a discrimination? Why there is discrimination? And how people will be able to be marketing the product themselves? That is another issue coming in the present day country. And dominance of technology over traditional library science. Somehow we are very prone to technology and forget about the classics of library science, the basics of library science. Without that, how do we pass on to the technology? You should have a balance. That's what Ranganathan said, symbiosis between two. You should be able to visualize and devise and perceive a symbiosis factor of the technology versus basics of library science. We should not sacrifice basics and go for technology. We should not go for only technology and do something like that. You should have a via media. That's why the symbiosis between there is necessary. Use of too many nomenclatures, LIS, nomenclatures. Information science is dominant or expert librarians. Mismatching. Somebody said mismatching in our session. Mismatching. Maybe Kemper's that point. Mismatching. And there's a mismatch between products and the jobs of employers and lack of manpower in libraries as well as in LIS schools. This was the paper we wrote on LIS education crisis in India and Thailand. We did a study, myself and Sujin Parswan in Thailand, Dean of Maharaja University. We both written a paper at that time comparing India and Thailand education scenario. There we find out the points about the case. What are the challenges of librarianship in the present times? We are facing a lot of challenges. National policy of library management system is lacking. Now you all know, 1985, NAPLIS, Chandrashekar committee, during the P. Narasimha was the MHRD minister. It was presented, now we are not seen late of the day. Then comes NKC. I don't know what is NKC doing it. Then we have so many NEP has come. All the committees are coming, emerging. And there is one joke commonly said, my friend, apply, no reply. Like that, we have committees, commissions, and no productivity, no successive stories, or no results, positive results or effective results. That is how this kind of a problem. Standards for different types of libraries are not established by the competent authority. This is very biggest topic in our library research. Standards for buildings, standards for manpower, standards for library services, standards for library service resources. Why is standard? What is standard to me, not a standard to you, vice versa. This once again depends upon the perception of the people, bosses, the managers, administrators will have their own view. That's why it's a difficult issue coming in the way. Lackadaisical atmosphere of the library professionals. It was a theme in the Orissa LIC forum in 3 years back, that SK Sethpati has written one theme of the issue of October 24 of every year he brings an issue. He gave a statement about the lackadaisical atmosphere of library science. What is like? Why? We are lethargic. Okay, somehow let us proceed today. It's over. We are not finding solution for effective answers for the problems. We are somehow, okay, chalega, gayaram, chalaram. That is not the case. That's all, that kind of thing. Inconsistency in qualifications. This is very controversial issue when you look at the employments and what are the fixed qualifications, what are the requirements, what are the desirable, what is not desirable, what are essential qualifications. Once again, it depends upon the individual manager, policy of the management of the institute appointing authority. And demand of professional identity would help in social recognition. This is once again academic identity is another issue coming up. You are being measured by your academic identity. H index, G index, K index, I index, E index, F index. Another index I read recently, F index. I read an article by one Mr. author named F. It came in the gist of journal, in South Korean journal. It is there, the article, the F index. I was a reviewer of the article, that's why I know the F index is coming up. Another subject, what is to be taken into consideration? The G index, H index, F index, this index, that index, tomorrow R index. Ravi gives some R index. Sangam gives Sang S index, then Sangam index. So what is the solution for it? What is the correct answer for that? How to measure it? This is another issue coming up in the case. And therefore, if librarianship aspires to become a profession, it should depend upon research to develop its knowledge base and theoretical framework. That's what is done by Wilkinson way back in 1983. What is the future of library science? Future is in our hands. I am not an astrologer to predict your horoscope. Our horoscope is in our own hands. You have to change. You can do work, you can be recognized. If you don't do work, you will not be recognized, you will be criticized. Therefore, future is in our hands. You have to see. Therefore, that future we have to identify, think in the context. The future library science services professionals are in the where people respect and strive for truth, knowledge and justice. Governments are committed to freedom of access to information. Citizens have inquiring minds. Literacy is necessary skill. Reading for pleasure is a popular activity. History and heritage are valued. Information is abundant. There is evidence-based practice. People actively seek to reduce inequality. There is sharing society. The pride in the civic institutional infrastructure. Investment in knowledge is seen essential for successful outcomes. So when you look at the future library science, all these conditions need to be fulfilled. When they want to be fulfilled, we should work hard. The justification should be done for this kind of requirement. Only our mind become positive, workaholic, and professionally developed mind. That is a very important point. IFLA has its own report in 2012-13 has given 5 trends in the report of 2013. One is new technologies will both expand the limit to information. Online education will democratize. Boundaries of privacy and data protection. Hyper-connected societies will listen to the import new voices and groups. And finally, the global information economy will be transformed by new technology. So the 5 trends, it has been fulfilled, it has visualized. And recently I read once again IFLA report 2021. They have given so many other aspects how the information profession will be going to change in the future. That's what they have given 2021. Tough times ahead. Future, if we remember, I said future is in our hand. IFLA has forecasted way back in 2029, 2021 report. Tough times ahead. Virtual is the hero today. Virtual, everything virtual. We are finding class are taken away. Look at the COVID pandemic. We had virtual classes, virtual vivas, virtual examination, everything virtual. That's how another thing happened. And comeback of physical spaces, rise of soft skills, diversity gets taken seriously, environmental reckoning, mobile population, we live with mobile, impatient user, morning Kepra was telling, we want quickly quality information without any patience. We are becoming impatient. That is another psychological behavior of the users and the teachers. Everybody is impatient nowadays. If we get 5 minutes late means we get annoyed. We get this is once again psychological phenomenon of the human being. And analog backlash, scale matters, data domination, sets transformed, race to the extremes, lifelong learners, single global collection, privatization of knowledge, qualifications matter, information literacy recognized, open raises questions, inequalities deepen. These are some of the trends going to be in the profession of librarianship in 2021 forecasted. Probably already we have seen some of the issues already we are able to take in place in our profession. If you look at the what is called the qualifications matter, information literacy, inequality deepens, and virtual is here to stay, and mobile is becoming domination. There are many things coming up. We had a conference in NIT Warangal last October, Velanal here, the Android Society. And this is how the society is changing from agrarian to the Android society. Now I have read recently another article, 2020, cyber physical society. After Android society, one professor, Australian professor has written an article, cyber physical society. I wrote that article in Gulbarga, commonly prescribed volume, libraries to the cyber physical society. Like this subject is changing. Android to this cyber crimes are coming up in the way. And this dynamically changing society from agrarian to the Android to the cyber. You don't know what will be the next, what next will be something to be questioned, something we see. Patiently we have to wait and see. That's how the trends are taking place in the particular thing. So what are the challenges we are faced in the present day content future? One is recruitment, education, literacy libraries, role of library in academic enterprise, impact of information technology, creation, control, preservation, chaos in scholarly communication, support of new users, higher educational funding. We are going to have, already we are having funds problem. Everybody is saying funds are like the economic principle says, wants are unlimited, resources are limited. It was then from years back I read in my BCom. When I was studying BCom, the economic paper, I read that thing. That was there in 1970s, late 70s. Today, 2023, the same philosophy, the same principle also holds good. That's how we are going to have this one. Other challenges are technology, digitization, physical space, finance, creating positive user experience, new skills and competences, collaboration, advocacy, connecting, vision-oriented issues, something about the challenges for the future things. Next is the fourth industrial revolution. This is the concept which I got to learn from Professor Kalsidappa as we written a paper. So he brought that concept into the mind. Why not to link fourth industrial revolution and the librarianship? This is why it is going to come in the future. And this is how the fourth industrial revolution is coming and influencing librarianship. And I conclude, already our director has given a warning, red button well. So I try to conclude that library professionals need to be savvy as the clients they serve. The most productive, effective way for libraries to keep with the challenges is to seek for professional development opportunities. Therefore, we must shift the focus of professional concern. What Lancaster started way back in 83. Even now, even for 30 years, 40 years, this quotation stands good because when we look at the medical legal professionals, our profession should be very important point. Therefore, I conclude. Therefore, no one can predict the future. Future is not fixed, it is a changing. And we have to adapt ourselves to the change of things. Therefore, I conclude the future of libraries in three contexts we have to see. Context of larger social cultural forces, context of other competing occupations, context of competing organization communities. Therefore, the profession of librarianship must evolve if we are to remain viable, important participants in the world of information management and scholarship. I thank all the audience and the executive and senior professors have been patiently listening to my late common man thoughts on the subject. I could, of course, I over-limited my 5 minutes I already. I thank the director for giving extra time. Always Chandrashekar is very soft-cornered to me. Therefore, I take the opportunity to have 5 minutes extra. Thank you once again. I wish you a conference success and have a nice stay in 2 days in this campus, beautiful campus, Gangotri campus. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you. Sir, thank you for your excellent informative presentation. Now, we'll start the session. First session, we invited Professor Keshav from Tumakuru University as the chairman of the session, and Professor Gavisidappa Andalli will be the rapporteur of the session. Sir, please come. Let us introduce our chairman, Professor Keshava. Yes, Professor Keshava, the chairman of Department of Library and Information Science of Tumakuru University. He obtained his BLIC and MLIC degree from Mangalore University and PhD from Karnataka University, Dharwad. He started his career as a lecturer at Karnataka University, Dharwad, and presently is working at Tumakuru. Professor Keshava served as acting Vice Chancellor at Tumakuru University and Registrar in charge at Tumakuru University. Professor Keshava held various positions at Tumakuru University: the Director of Students Welfare, Director Planning and Monitoring Evaluation Board, Director College Development Council. He is an ex-syndicate and academic council member at Tumakuru University. He has 24 years of rich teaching and research experience. He has published more than 100 research papers in national and international peer-reviewed journals and conference proceedings. 9 doctoral students were awarded under his able guidance. and at present 9 students are pursuing their PhD. He has obtained organized 2 national conferences and 2 international conferences at Tumakuru University. He is a member of BOE, BOS and BOA of several universities and national institutes across the country. He took part in many national and international conferences and obtained many technical sessions. He is a life member of ILA, IATLIS and Kala. He is visited abroad on various academic assignments. His areas of interest are psychometrics, user studies and information processing and retrieval. On behalf of the organizing committee of this national conference, I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Keshav sir. The rapporteur of this session is Professor Gavisiddappa Anandalli. He is presently working as a professor and chairman of the Department of Library and Information Science at Karnataka State Akamadevi Women's University, Vijayapura. He also worked as the director PMEB board. He is also working as a director of PME board and also nodal officer RT and the legal cell. Earlier to this, he served as a university librarian as well as deputy registrar at that particular university. He did his BSc graduation from Gulbarga University and then MSc in Library Science from Kuvempu University. In the year 1996, he did his MPhil and PhD from this Gulbarga University. He has more than 17 years of teaching experience and 9 years of library experience. He published more than 70 articles in reputed refereed journals and authored 3 books, presented more than 50 papers in national as well as international conferences. He has guided 9 PhD students and 5 MPhil students. I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Gavisiddappa Anandalli to be the rapporteur of this particular session. Over to Professor Keshav sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. I know this is technical session 1 and in the afternoon it is very difficult to sit since you are very hungry and looking for lunch. Without wasting much time, I thank the organizers for the opportunity to chair the session. I also thank the director of the conference for the opportunity and also for introducing me to this August gathering. And I also welcome my co-panelist, Professor Gavisiddappa, to this first session. This session includes 10 papers on different facets of library and information science. Here, I would like to bring to your kind notice that the paper number 8, which was authored by me, was submitted to the fellowship volume. So it is excluded here. It is going not be presented. No, I am not presenting. I have another paper to present. It will be in the 4th session. So there are 9 papers. May I know the time allocated for this session? No, how much time? Total. 25 minutes. Okay. So as director suggested, the time allocated for this session is 25 minutes. Now may I know how many paper presenters are present here so that I can allocate the time for each presentation. I call upon their name and kindly raise your hands so that we can allocate the time. First one is restructuring LIS education to meet the emerging digital library and information technology environment by Veeranjaneyulu. Okay, thank you, sir. Second one, the role of public libraries in community development. Special reference to Karnataka public libraries by Shashikumar MC and Chandrashekar. Shashikumar is there? Okay, thank you.